Would you have supported boots on the ground at the beginning?
I would have, long before this, supported putting more Americans and NATO forces on the ground to train and assist Ukrainian forces, so that Russian generals looking through their field glasses across the border would have seen a lot of American flags and wondered what it meant. Instead, in early December, Biden, without anything in exchange from the Russians, on his own, ruled out the use of American troops. He didn't have to do that. That was an unforced error. That allowed Putin to check that off his list. What Biden could have done instead, could have done two things. One, he just could have remained silent. Or he could have said that all options were on the table. And in both of these other options, it would have put the burden of ambiguity on Putin, left him something to worry about, added to the potential deterrence. But instead, by taking it off the table, Biden took it out of the deterrence calculus.
Even if you accept some of those missteps, regardless of where you are on the political divide, there are many who feel uncomfortable about boots on the ground because of the escalation that they fear with Russia. If your previous boss, President Trump, for whom you were National Security Adviser, of course, was in charge at the moment, where do you think we would be right now?
I think the Russian forces would be in Kyiv by now, but saying Trump is deficient is an easy thing to do. I do it quite frequently. The real problem is you've only got one president at a time, and we are in a situation now where we have the perception in Europe and in much of Congress that the leadership is weak, that it's being dragged along as events unfold, rather than really trying to shape the overall environment. Had there been a more effective effort before those comments of Biden's in December, we might have been able to deter the invasion to begin with. That was the objective. And that failure is something we see now every day. But ironically, whereas NATO and the U.S. failed to deter Putin, we're now being deterred by Putin. And I think that as you said, the fear of escalation works to Putin's advantage. And what that means in practice is that Ukraine is being ground into the dust.